Guess what? I've been talking to myself this whole time, thinking I was already live again. Here I am, guys. I'm back. I was apologizing, but just realized y'all weren't there. So I'm going to put up my question again that I had. What was the most unexpected thing that happened to me this week? It just happened. Don't end your live stream on one apparatus thinking that it will continue on the other apparatus. So I hit in live stream on my phone, and I shouldn't have hit that because it did the whole thing. And it even ended it on the laptop. But I'm back on my laptop. We'll see how this goes. Again, another lesson learned out here in YouTube land. I see now why Joe and Rachel get frustrated from Two Crazy Ketos when they do their live streams. And they have a whole studio that they're working in now. I would love to have that. But yeah, new frustration going live and not being live. And then forgetting to hit live stream. Oh! That's another reason why I decided to do this in the month of August, because now I'm learning. I didn't freak out bad. I'm finding humor in all of this. I hope y'all are too. And I appreciate y'all just sticking with me as I learn. This is life. This is life. Mistakes happen, things happen, internets happen or don't happen. But yet we just have to keep going, right? So if you hear me, I think you all are now, and I think y'all are back in the chat because I'm seeing chats coming up. Yeah, here's our first question. So now you know what my unexpected thing was this week. It happened just now. It happened just now. Oh, hi again, Dennis. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Sandy, we just had a fiasco. My internet, which seems to go down every day, only at this time of day, went down. I went live on my phone. Then my laptop came back up. The internet connected back to my laptop. Tried to get off my phone so I have a better view of everybody and comments. Hit in live stream and didn't think that it would end the whole thing. So that was my unexpected thing this week. Yes, yay, Thomas, you're back too. Good. So Sandy, Dennis, and Thomas, thank you all for coming back. Oh, you heard about it already? Yes, keep talking amongst yourselves in the chat. So Sandy, anything unexpected happened in your life this week? And you keep saying your old age, Thomas. You're not old. You're not OLD. But yeah, I think I was right in the middle of that conversation that you're right. Things just don't surprise you as much as it did probably when you were younger, right? And I was saying, except for when people are mean to each other, that still surprises me. I just don't see how people have the audacity to be mean. I don't mean an occasional rude. I mean, because we all have, our moods we get into, and we might be a little short with people. I mean intentionally mean. I don't get that one. That still shocks me. So let's see here. That's one of my questions. I have others. Let's keep this conversation going. I like this one because I had to think about it. Give you a minute to think about it. If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be? First of all, questions like that for me, it's like, I can't pick one. And a lot of people are like, no, you got to pick one. I'm like, but I can't pick one. And I think y'all know why. You see how my brain works now. it's so many things that I'm interested in. So I might pick a person for one reason here, and then might pick somebody else here for another reason. And yeah. So if you have more than one, go for it. Put it in the chat. That is fine with me. But a couple of people I thought of, just because, again, I was thinking of the other question of things that surprised me still. And I was talking about how mean people can be. First person that came to mind, because I try to do, as one of my students has said, use your first mind, Miss Carver, use your first mind. My first mind was MLK, was Martin Luther King Jr., just because he liked peace. He wanted brother and sisterhood. He wanted people to get along, all people to get along. So yeah, he was my first one that I thought about. So let me see. I'm going to check my chat. Ooh, people are just talking away here. I love it. Sandy said, I love it. Thomas is my son's age. Right. He's not old, right? I don't know how old Thomas is, but still. You're not old, Thomas. Well, I kind of get that. Yeah. Once you get your toes chopped off, nothing will surprise you. Yeah. And I'm sorry about that, Thomas. I am very proud of you and glad that you are turning things around, though, health wise. That's the lesson that you got from all that, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm just glad you're turning things around. But I get that. It's kind of like, even for me, the death of my husband, it changes perspective of life after that, right? So it's like when the ultimate thing that happens in your life, or the ultimate tragedy, or there's another word I'm trying, trauma, happens in your life. Everything else, like if that's the ultimate, everything else is insignificant. And I was in Bible study last night, and that was part of. Oops, I hit my thing. Part of our discussion is these things will pass. They're traumatic while you're in it. They produce a lot of angst and things while you're in it, but it will pass and you will move on. Either you learn a lesson or you change perspective, but there's a lot of things that happen in between, afterwards, and then you learn to just keep going. Your resilience starts kicking in, right? So I get that. I get that. So Sandy said she would like to meet Abe Lincoln. Why would you like to meet Abe Lincoln? And you might have it further in the chat, but yeah. What's your reason for Abe Lincoln? Stan Lee, he just seemed like a great guy to meet. Stan Lee. Or is you're saying Stanley? Is that a joke? I'm not sure. So tell me about Stan Lee, Thomas. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Great choice, MLK. Yeah, again, that still surprises me how people can be mean to each other for no reason. So him, and he was a Nobel Peace Prize winner. I thought about Gandhi, Mother Teresa, all of those that actually stepped out in times where it was dangerous to step out and try to change the atmosphere of the places around them. Yeah. And I even prayed for that this morning while I was doing my devotion. And sorry, that's how emotional I get over it. That I can step out and be courageous enough to speak against injustices, speak against when people are mean. I in the past have tended to freeze up. And I'm thinking about two situations right now where I just kind of froze up and didn't know what to do. but I knew it was an injustice. I prayed this morning that I start getting the courage to step up for my fellow brother and sister when I see injustices happen. I think that is part of my purpose. I've just got to get there. But it's a journey, right? It's a journey, and we're all on our journey. And yeah, I had a moment there. Let me get back to the chat. Oh, Thomas says 52 until next month. Then I'll be. Okay. I don't know what kind of math you're doing, Thomas, but your math ain't math. I know I only taught kindergarten math, second grade math, and some third grade math in my teaching career. But 52 until next month, and then you'll be 96. Y'all let me know what kind of math he's doing, all right? But when's your next month is your birthday? You're a September baby? So am I. We got something in common. Dennis says he would like to have met Einstein. Yeah, I would have too. For number one, just to kind of comb his hair a little bit. Um, but yeah, just to see a brilliant mind. I am intrigued by brilliant minds. Some people think they're wacky and crazy because, a lot of people thought Einstein was a little loony up at the top. But is it because his brain was so. And I know when you're smart, your brain is all over the place. I know this because I'm smart. And that's one compliment my mom always gave me. She said, "You have a big head because you have so much brain inside." It's one of those backhanded slap comments. But yeah, I do have a big head. And I'm going to say it's because my dendrites keep growing. But Einstein, yeah, I would have loved to met him too, just to have a conversation with him. I love, obviously, conversations, especially deep conversations from people's different perspectives. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Okay. The creator of Marvel. I am familiar with his name. I just couldn't think of the connection there. Yeah. Yeah, because he's another one. Brilliant mind, right? Brilliant mind to come up with those themes and storylines for Marvel. Yeah. Really? You are very close to my birthday. My birthday is September 29th. How about that? Woo, woo. September birthdays. September birthdays. We rock. Cool. My brain keeps escaping. That is why I wear. You're funny. You're funny, Thomas. You're funny. Your brain keeps escaping. Well, if you wear a hat, it could ooze out of your ears as well. So be careful. Put some earplugs in. Yep. Wow. That is like 9 days. Yeah, exactly. We're 9 days apart. How about that? How about that? Stan Lee is also an actor appearing in Marvel Universe. Yes, because he's always somewhere within the movie. I learned that the more I started watching Marvel movies, the more, because I know as soon as you said who it was, I'm like, oh, him. But it's just he wasn't in my brain when you said it. But yes, he always has a little guest appearance, right, in the movies. My brother's birthday is the 8th. Oh, and my daughter's is the 10th. So in our family, my daughter-in-law starts it off, then my daughter's birthday, and then my birthday. I'm thinking somebody's birthday's in between there, but I can't think who. But in my immediate family, that's how it is. So now we have 3 September birthdays, which September rocks. It starts fall. I'm a fall baby and I love fall. I love fall. That's right. Okay, I was going to say that, but I didn't want to say that. And if it wasn't true that he passed away a few years ago, yeah, I think wasn't it? Was it before or after Black Panther? Maybe when it came out. I don't remember. I don't remember because I like Marvel movies, but I'm not a connoisseur of all the information about the movies. I guess that's the best way to say it. So, yeah, you guys probably have more um, anecdotes about Marvel than I do. So, yeah, good answers for people that you would have loved to meet. Uh, the other person I thought of was Nikki Giovanni, the poet, and she passed away either this past fall. No, it was earlier in the winter. I would have loved to meet her. Number one, I always thought her name was so cool. Nikki with Nikki Giovanni. Yeah, poet, activist. Yeah, deep thinker. Thinker. Another deep thinker. Look her up if you're not familiar. So here's our other question. And this one was easy for me to answer. In fact, I had to tweak it after I thought about it. First mine. If you could instantly master any skill, what would it be and why? If you could instantly master any skill, what would it be and why? I always thought one of my superpowers could be understanding languages. Understanding languages, no matter where I am in the world, that I would understand and be able to speak the language. First, I had said just Spanish because that's the one I've been lifelong learner of Spanish language. Necesito practicar mi español mucho. But, pero, not just Spanish. I have a new desire to learn Vietnamese as well. I don't even know where to start with that. I know if you can speak French, there's a derivative, a part of the language that comes from French. I have friends that speak fluent Vietnamese, and it's funny. I don't know if it's the intonation. I might not know what they're saying exactly. No palabra por palabra, no word for word. Okay, I'm throwing my Spanish in there with y'all. But I remember them talking to each other about something, and I cracked up laughing. When they cracked up laughing, it was kind of like, for some reason, I understood the context of what they were talking about, even though I didn't understand the words. I think that would be a cool superpower, to understand languages no matter where I am in the world. You hear me talk about my friend Farah a lot. I might have to get Farah on here one day if she'll come. But she speaks 4 to 6 different languages. I know English, Farsi, Spanish, and those 3 fluently. A little Italian. She was working on Korean last time I talked to her. So that's 5. And I don't know any other ones that she meant. But yeah, the first 3 though I mentioned, fluent. So she's another reason why it's fun to travel with. My friend Pam, you've heard me talk about her. She speaks 4. She speaks, of course, English, fluent Spanish, fluent French, and was working on her Italian, which Italian and Spanish kind of go together because of the Latin derivative. But yeah, I surround myself with people that do that kind of thing. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm trying to at least stay in my lane right now and keep working on my Spanish. And then maybe I can hop over into another language after that. Keeping those dendrites growing, y'all. They say it's harder the older you get. But I don't know. The more I'm understanding the context of English, yes, I know I speak English. I've spoken English all my life and I've taught language arts. But it's like all of a sudden there's some connections there for me that I haven't gotten before. So that's what I would love to master. I'm gonna look in the chat and see what y'all would like to master here. Let's see. Oh, that's a good question. Spider-Man Far From Home was his last cameo. Does anyone know his first? Superman? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But let's see. Self teleportation, so I can get to places without having to get a car and get a better job. Or maybe the ability to grow limbs. But I would be afraid become a lizard man as in Spider-Man. But I mean, if you get to choose it, Thomas, you can take that off of the request. You wouldn't have to turn into Lizard Man just to be able to regenerate body parts. You know, that would be a cool superpower, though. That way, you're always able to heal, just like our livers. Did you know that your liver will regenerate itself? And I think there's one more body part that will do the same. So that means that organ is very, very important, right? And I get the teleportation, multisyllabic word there. Whew. I get that. At one time, I wanted that one too. But I think I'm just going to stick with, I was just watching one of my neighbors walk by. I think I'm going to stick with the language thing. Yeah. Teleporting would probably be the second if I had to choose for a second one. Oh, the Trial of the Incredible Hulk was his first. Oh, okay. Never would have thought that. Never would have thought that. In fact, I forgot, and the Incredible Hulk was part of that series. So, anyone else? What would be a skill that you would want to master, and why? And why? Mine is language. Thomas wants to teleport and grow extra limbs. So I guess he has two. So I can pick two, right? Language and teleporting. Yeah, because I think I would like to teleport. A lot cheaper. A lot cheaper than, like you said, a car and an airplane. Although I like the experiences of driving because I get to see extra stuff. And I actually like the experiences of airports because I get to see people watch. I get to see other people and where they're traveling to. Like for me, the coolest thing I saw was when I went to JFK Airport and watched all the flight attendants coming through. And it was almost like a march. It was almost like, it was so cool. It was almost like a parade of different countries' flight attendants walking through the airport. I saw Korea. I saw the Emeritus, United Emeritus, and I never say that part right, but you know what I'm talking about. I saw various European countries. I saw, who was it? But it was amazing because each one of them have really cool standards for their attire, not knocking our American attendants. I get wanting to be comfortable. That's a job you do want to be comfortable in. And they do have uniforms. But when I say the other countries got some spiffy uniforms, like I would wear them to be dressed up somewhere and dolled up somewhere. Impeccable. Impeccable. They look like supermodels marching through the airport. And they and then when I say marching, they were all in sync. It was, I can't describe it, but they all moved together. And they were like in one accord kind of thing. Coolest, coolest thing to me. And it was kind of like, oh, here comes the country representing that. It was like a parade in a way. So yeah, I would have missed that if I had not been in an airport, an international airport, a real international airport. So yeah, I think I still like the different modes of transportation. Although I would like to be able to teleport, especially for in emergencies, or especially if, like for me, I'm living between two storage units, and me go, oh man, that's in the storage unit there, and just teleport and go get it, and then teleport and come back with the item. That item has to teleport with me. Let me check my chat again. Let's see. Dennis says, since languages has been taken, understanding and being fluent in all mathematics. You can have the same one I have, even though I'll just say you're a copycat. No, I'm just kidding. No, you can say languages too, but being fluent in all mathematics. Why mathematics, Dennis? Why math? It's because if you're fluent in it, you need to help Thomas with that age thing. He's his math isn't math, and so you might need to help a brother out on that. Okay. Oh, I do, but it's hard to drive for me. My shoe slips off, and it can be. Oh, okay, Thomas. I never would have thought that. Duh, duh. Okay, I get it. And see, that's what I like these discussions like this. I mean, you're making me think outside my box or outside my realm of understanding. Okay, I get it now. I get it. Let's see what Dennis has to say here. Languages is a big one for me too. It would be cool to travel the world and be able to immerse into the local environment, including visiting libraries and reading books in their original language. Yeah, that would be cool to read books in their own languages. I was developing in my classroom library because most of the languages that I encountered in my teaching career was Spanish. And then the second was Arabic. Um, it was two more. But I was developing a library for my little ones in both languages, and I would actually read them in both languages, in English and in Spanish. Again, because I didn't have access to the other languages as much, but I would at least try to do those two. It helped them understand, especially my babies that were new and newly exposed to the English language, and that was part of our goal to immerse them in that. And it also helped me to develop my Spanish better. I tell people all the time I speak kindergarten Spanish. It's kind of the level I stopped at, but I'm trying to grow. I'm trying at least to get to third or fourth grade now. Yeah. Let's see. Thomas says, I'm fasting for 3 days, starting at 5 p.m. today and ending 2 p.m. Monday. Why? Why are you fasting? Are you trying to get some autophagy going? Um, are you trying to heal something? Because I know a lot of people, like for me, when I had all the sniffles and stuff, I actually started reinforcing my IF, my intermittent fasting. I increased my window of the fast part, um, because what I understand, it does help your body heal more because your good healthy cells are helping to get rid of the bad cells. So, are you doing it because of autophagy, healing, or it's just something you want to do? Just thought I'd throw it out there, Thomas. I have not been able to go 3 days yet. The longest I've gone is almost almost 30 hours. Almost 30 hours. Eventually, I think I'll be able to do it, but I've got to work on that priming part. I think we were talking about priming not too long ago on somebody's channel. What was it on your channel? Because we were talking about Steak and Butter Girl, and I know they're big on priming. I was learning about that when I was more heavily in her group. I'm still a part of her group. I just don't frequent it as much as I used to. But yeah, if I can get better at priming, I think I can do better with the fasting. So, okay, so Dennis wants to talk to Einstein on his level. Aha! That makes sense. Because you want to talk on his level and have dinner with him. Plus, you love science, physics, and etc. Makes sense. But I wonder, and it depends on how he was, would Einstein be able to talk to you just on your level and get you to understand where he's coming from? You can either be a genius or an extremely smart person and understand where people are coming from to be able to execute. Because, they thought, not only did they think he was crazy, and I hate using that word, but they thought he was dumb. Can you imagine that? And I don't like using that word either. But was it that he was so brilliant that he could speak to anyone on their level, but thought so far outside the box that maybe the average person just didn't understand it? I don't know. I don't know. Just a thought. Just a thought. But Dennis, I have a feeling, and I didn't know Einstein before my time. Maybe you wouldn't have to talk up to him. Maybe he could come meet you where you were and bring you up. Just a thought. Just a thought. Oh, it seems I've been doing it every month, extended fast. It was me about priming. Okay, I thought because I remember you saying, yeah, prime in my name, target prime rib, even though it could go either way, right? Priming or prime rib. I thought it was you. Yeah. See, I kind of remember things. But yeah, I haven't worked on my priming in a long, long time. I think it's because can't consistently get my beef fat lately. Some of it's my fault, and some of it they're just not offering it like they did when I first found the store that I was getting it from. So I did find another source, and I hope to check them out soon. Of course, it won't be free like my source here, but maybe my source here can fill in between the times. But yeah, I need to. I might start focusing back on priming again and elongating my fasting time, but it won't be today. I am walking again, so you are going to be in my pocket. Okay, I'll be in your pocket. It's lonely in here, but I'll be here. But yeah, let's see. Here we go again. I'm trying to see, did I have any other questions for our free for all Friday? No, We asked the question of unexpected things, and of course, that's when my channel went out. Who we'd have for dinner. We found that we all like those deep conversations and intellectual discussions from people, and mastering skills. We all have skills we would love to master. So, yeah, that's pretty much it this week for Friday. Yay, I made week 3. Thank you all for participating. Thank you all for your patience on these live streams. I'm learning so much. I appreciate you all coming on that journey with me. And these live streams have done some other things too. Like I just finished my coffee. I had just my keto brains in here today. But it helps me focus on other things other than, oh, I should break my fast. So now I'm just now thinking, oh, I think I'll break my fast from last night. And I appreciate y'all distracting me that way and having conversations with me that way. I appreciate you all more than you can ever know. So, with that being said, I think I got one more comment. Oh, so Target Prime Red says supposedly Einstein was bad at basic math. So was I at one time. I was 32 years old before I realized something. I was in grad school. No, I was doing my second major. That's what it was. And I had to take a math course, and I went, that's what they meant. All this. So maybe I am smarter than I thought, but it finally clicked. It finally clicked. Thomas, that would be a good skill to have, understanding medical science and textbooks. Yeah, that would be cool. But again, with that being said, and since my internet. Bye.